We are shown a lady named Laura working in the lab. Her colleague comes to her and asks why we don't go on a date. Laura has been divorced. She has a son who lives with her, but every weekend, Laura's husband takes his son with him. That is why Laura's colleague has asked her on a date, because he knows that she is free on weekends. Laura refuses, but later on his insistence, she agrees to go with him, while we are shown Laura's son who is with his friend, who is very upset and asks, "Why are you worried?" She says that tomorrow is the solar eclipse, and 15 years ago, on the day of the solar eclipse, they came to our world from the Creature's Gate, i.e. from those holes in the earth, after which they created havoc in our world and killed crores of people. Killed. Laura's son says there have been solar eclipses several times in 15 years, but that the creatures have never returned, nor will they return tomorrow. After this, he returns to his home, where his dad comes to take him with them, whose name is David. David and Laura have a lot of differences between themselves. They always have arguments. On the other hand, we are shown the gates which were blasted and closed 15 years ago. There is a lot of security here, and today they are feeling extraordinary here. They understand that the way the creatures came from here 15 years ago, they are going to come once again. That is why there is an atmosphere of fear there, whereas David is afraid of his uncle. A call comes, and he says that you will have to go to the place about which I told you with your entire family. There is news coming on TV in which it is said that the fish in the sea are dying on their own. Laura's son is watching this news, and it is also told in the news that tomorrow, perhaps on the day of the solar eclipse, the same creatures are going to come to our world once again, which had come 15 years ago, which means this, that once again disaster could happen. Now Laura calls her husband David because he has brought his son to his house. Laura says, "You bring my son back to my house." He says, "Don't worry, bring our son to me. He is safe." And when he goes to the room where his son is, he sees that the TV is on, but his son is not there, which Laura comes to know while Laura has her colleague with her. Go on a date with her. He tells Laura that we have to go to a place I have arranged for a shelter home. There is a danger of attack by creatures tomorrow. Laura says that my son has gone somewhere, and now they are trying to trace him through his mobile number. Soon they find his location. He had gone to meet his friend. Both of them are in a park, and then they see that people around are running, and when they look into the sky, the birds are very strange, are flying from, which means that with the solar eclipse, those creatures will come to our world, because something similar happened 15 years ago. And now Laura reaches here with her colleague, and David also comes, and this happens to everyone. Everyone leaves this place in the same car. Laura says that we are going from here to the shelter home where we will be safe. David says, "My uncle has told me about a place, we should go there," but they reach the shelter home where there is a huge crowd. They want to go inside, but the army stops them because the shelter homes are full, so they leave from here in their car, after which David tries to call his uncle, but his uncle does not receive the call, due to which everyone gets worried because the eclipse is about to start after 10 minutes. They reach the highway where there is a lot of traffic, and then they look in the sky where the birds and those creatures are now moving towards them. Everyone is coming and gets very scared. They sit in their car, although David wants to drive the car, but Laura's colleague fights with him and says, "This is my car. I will drive it." Then a flying creature comes there and picks him up and takes him with him, after which David quickly sits in the car and leaves with his family. No one knows why these creatures come into our world. Many people have this. It is also believed that they come to punish the humans for their punishment. Now they keep moving ahead in the car, but then their car runs out of fuel, and David goes to get another car in front. When he sits inside the car, there is already a man hiding there who asks David to keep quiet and shows him the creature with a gesture, seeing which David also gets scared. And now when Laura and her son come out of the car, when they come, that creature sees them. He moves towards them to attack, after which the man in whose car David is hiding comes out of his car and throws salt on the creature because they can be killed by salt. But before that creature gets killed, he kills the man. Here David gets an opportunity. He leaves from here with his family and reaches the place whose address was told by his uncle, but after knocking the door, no one opens the door here. There is no one anywhere. David does not understand what he should do now. Then he sees that from the rocks above, many creatures are moving towards them who want to destroy them, and all of them get very scared. But before the creatures can reach them and kill them, David's uncle opens the door and lets all 4 of them inside, after which their lives are saved. There is also a soldier who tells them that 15 years from today, First I faced these creatures, my entire team was killed by these creatures, but I was saved because I hid in the mud and salt water. There is only one way to kill these creatures, and that is salt. They see this on the CCTV camera screen where the creatures are still outside trying to break down the door. The soldier says nothing will happen to anyone, but David doubts him, so he tells his family. Hearing that no one will sleep, the soldier gets angry and he takes out his gun and points it at him. This soldier had come here by deception, after which he took David's uncle captive, and the only reason was that David's uncle David's call was not received. David explains to the soldier that this is not the time to fight among themselves. There are many creatures outside, and we have to fight them together now. The noise from outside stops, and then a tentacle of a creature comes inside and injures David's uncle's wife, that is, his aunt, due to which the soldier's attention gets distracted. David attacks him and snatches his gun, and to scare him, he points a gun at him. Outside, the creatures once again start trying to break the gate. They realize that they cannot remain safe here for long, so they decide that they have to leave. The soldier tells me that when I came here, I came in my car and my car is at the back gate. If you want, I can take you with me from here. Now they leave through the back gate with a lot of weapons. As they move ahead, a creature attacks David's son's friend. David and his son save her with great difficulty. They quickly reach the vehicle in which they have to leave from here. The soldier tries to start the vehicle. Tries, but the car doesn't start, after which he goes out and tries to fix the car, while David's uncle's wife, who was attacked and injured by the creature, has now become very affected. She has realized that soon she is also going to turn into a creature, so she goes out with a gun. She wants to end her life, but David's uncle consoles her and takes the gun from her. Then she sees that many creatures. Everyone is coming in this direction. She starts walking towards them. All of them leave from here in the car and see that David's aunt has been taken away by all those creatures with them. All of them reach a place in the car. They are at the place where the army force should have been, but there is no one there. They come to know that the creatures had attacked here. That is why there are no humans here. Then a creature attacks the soldier and injures him. David and soldier attack that creature, but many creatures have surrounded them from all sides. The soldier runs away and locks himself in a room because he has been affected, and soon he too is going to turn into a creature, and David too. He takes his entire family and goes to another room where there are very thick pipes. David learns that all the animals are coming to our world through pipes. David decides that he will go to the top of the water. Will go to the tank in which the salt David will mix and release the water inside the pipes so that the creatures are killed. He tries to reach the tank through the duct. Then the creature comes behind him and is about to attack him, but David throws salt on him, which kills him. He is killed, and now David reaches the place where the tank is. On the other side, we are shown where many creatures are surrounding David's entire family. David's son tries to stop them by firing a gun. Then David announces that pills stop driving and turn on the fire sprinklers that are away from them. There are creatures in front of them. David's uncle moves forward with an axe and very bravely faces the creatures. He turns on the water sprinklers, after which water starts falling from the sprinkler in which David had already mixed salt, and due to the salt water, all the creatures living here are killed. The eclipse is about to end, and that is why all the creatures in the whole world start going back through the same pipe from where they came to our world. Laura leaves from there with her son and her friend, and then in front of them the soldier who is affected has a gun in his hand with which he shoots Laura's son and says that now this world will not be ruled by humans but by creatures, and after this he is going to shoot Laura too. Then David attacks him from behind and makes him fall to the ground. After this, a huge creature comes here which swallows the soldier alive. After this, David takes everyone to a room where he uses chemicals. With the help of this, a gas is created. This gas will work in the same way as salt works, and now that creature comes inside. As the creature comes inside, after opening the gas cylinder, it throws it towards the creature, due to which the creature is killed. David's son is completely fine as the bullet had just grazed him. They all come outside where they see that the creature has now gone back to his world, but he has wreaked havoc all over the world. There are still many people alive in the world who are ready to face those creatures, who will come once again after 15 years on the day of a similar solar eclipse and try to destroy humans.